be agreed to, and I call the member for Capricornia.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I rise to speak on the very promising program launched by the Minister for Foreign Affairs just last month. The program is called the Women's Leadership Initiative, and it is focused on helping women and girls from across the Pacific to fulfil their leadership potential and drive big ideas and reforms in their communities. The 5-year program will cost the taxpayer $5.4 million. Money well spent, given Australia's outstanding leadership in the field of international women's rights. Australia has a proud history of promoting women's rights. In 1902, Australia was the first country in the world to give women both the right to vote in federal elections and also the right to be elected to Parliament on a national basis. It is this right, this change of direction, that has brought so much good to this nation. In order to make the best decisions for the country, you simply must have a diverse group of people in charge. If you ignore the thoughts and experiences of 50% of the population, you will find it most difficult to create appropriate legislation for them. This is true in Australia, just as it is in our smaller Pacific Island neighbours. Women leaders are not simply grown on trees, though. It takes a concerted effort and sound policies that help to grant women the opportunity to act as and to be seen as leaders in their own communities. This means providing education opportunities, freedoms and mentoring for young girls and women, wherever they may be. Women in the Pacific make significant contributions to their country's economies. Governments and the private sector are recognising that investing in women and girls has a powerful effect on productivity, efficiency and economic growth. According to a 2016 study, the number of female proprietors of exporting companies in the Pacific has increased dramatically. Women now represent 1/3 of proprietors in these export businesses. The number of female representatives in the national parliaments of Pacific nations has increased across the region from 11.3% in 2012 to 14.8% in 2016. These numbers show as a percentage the gap between the outcomes for women leaders in these nations when compared with ours here in the House of Reps and the Senate, where 33% of parliamentarians are women. While the increase is heartening, the distance still to gain to reach the example set by wealthy, well-resourced Australia is vast, which is why it is so important for Australia to play a role in this advance. The progress in the promotion of women in public life is important, but what is perhaps more pressing concern is the rates of violence for women and girls. It has been reported that as much as 60% of women and girls have experienced violence at the hands of partners or family members, a horrifying statistic. Violence against women is not only abhorrent to human nature, it represents a deep disrespect for the women of a society that won't stop it happening. It is not a simple issue, but one that must be addressed the world over. Women deserve to be safe and they deserve to be respected as human beings. I support this program and the positive effect it is having on some of our poorest neighbours, and I wish the Minister and her department all the best in making it a success. Thank you.